that happened.
Hmm.
Good afternoon, Yankees universe. I'm trying my best to emulate my guy Heck, even though I'm a little bit annoyed right now. Appreciate you guys for popping on for this Uptown Sports edition, this post-game edition of the AL Wild Card. We do appreciate all you guys for all your support. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe to Uptown Sports. We're on the road to 6K. Grace, I could see it all over your face, but tell the fans how you feeling.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off. And if you were at our show this morning, I just want to reiterate the disclaimer that we talked about this morning. I cannot be held responsible for my emotional reactions directly after my New York Yankees broke my heart yet again and smashed it into 1,000 pieces. But other than that, I'm feeling just peachy. How are you?
I think disappointment is an understatement. I am defeated right now, I think is a better word, because our New York Yankees, Grace, came into this game. We all had high hopes going into this postseason. Now, we know our struggles against the AL East, but this was a new ball game. It's as simple as that. And right out the gate, our New York Yankees had an opportunity with 2 singles to get on the board in the first inning. Couldn't do it. Anthony Volpe, who both you and I said earlier on the show today, we thought he would have himself a good game. 2 hits today. One of them was our only run of the ball game. And they went against a very good pitcher, as expected. Max Fried absolutely was on fire today. Luke Weaver wet the bed. And ultimately, we're left holding the bag. And it's as simple as that. The more frustrating part is obviously in that 9th inning where you have bases loaded, nobody out, and ultimately you get nothing to lose the ball game. And this is one of these heartbreaking losses where, like I said backstage, I originally said Yankees in 3. I don't think we get off the mat off this. I really don't, because this is these type of losses that kill you. And absolutely, you had an opportunity right there. Grace, what were your thoughts what was your first thought? What was your first thoughts in that first inning when the Yankees couldn't get a runner in, when they had Crochet on the ropes?
I literally looked over at my husband and I said, settle in. Because if you don't get to Crochet early, you don't get to Crochet 9 times out of 10. And he's going to go deep into the game, just like I said this morning. And that's exactly what he did. Now, Anthony Volpe was able to get a home run, which was our only run for the majority of the game, or the whole game, actually. So, right? I mean, we didn't score again.
No,
Yeah.
3-1. Nope.
So, other than that, Anthony Volpe, one mistake that he made him pay for, which he created a home run. I mean, Crochet was dialed, and we didn't have traffic on the bases. We didn't have runners in scoring position. We didn't have nothing going on. Trent Grisham looked absolutely horrible all game long at the plate. Horrible. Yep. Overmatched, late, not swinging, wouldn't take the bat off of his shoulder. I mean, I don't know why you let him have that last at bat. I really, 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 really don't. But here we are. Yeah. He went out without a whimper. The game is over. Also, Luke Weaver broke our heart in a way that only Luke Weaver could. Giving up a walk and 2 runs, getting 0 outs. When you come in to take over for Max Fried, who battled and gave you his best, 102 pitches, 0 shutout baseball. You come in with no inherited runners. You give us 0 outs. You give up a walk and 2 runs. Okay, Luke. Everybody else pretty much did their job tonight. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Before we continue the conversation, guys, we appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe. We got 20 people in the building. Jonathan, what's good, brother? Thank you for popping in. D's channel, what's good? Madman Rio, Alex, appreciate you. Hector's misses. We appreciate you. Jonathan, Sean, thank you guys. Eddie Snaps is in the building. We appreciate you guys. This was heartbreaking, Grace. I'm furious right now. I'm trying to hold it in. You know what I'm saying? If this was on my channel, there'd be a bunch of expletive deleteds going off from me, because from jump, right? We talked about this earlier. Did we not talk about this earlier when Crochet was on the bump, where we're like, I don't want to see a lineup where there's no Jazz and no Rice in it. And lo and behold, two of our better bats weren't even in the game. And because Crochet was able to go so deep in the ball game, we weren't even able to get them in except for a pinch hitting situation. Oh, I'm sorry, a defensive replacement, which was for Jazz at the end of the game, right? Not to mention, like, what infuriated me the most, Aaron Boone's decision making. You pulled way too early. 102 pitches after he looked good. Fried was on fire. Like Max Fried, like it was no signs of trouble. The only trouble that Max Fried got into was because the umpires put him in trouble. There were two instances that we were talking about in our group chat where you got a bad call on us that should have been strike 3 and forced Fried to pitch 20 more pitches. I'm not blaming the umpires, or I'm not blaming MLB, even though I did tag MLB, Grace. I'm not even lying. Like, I did tag MLB and was like, this is why we need ABS type stuff, right?
Horrible.
But yeah, it's as simple as that. Like, you had a situation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we wanted Jazz to get an at-bat, not versus Aroldis Chapman. That was not the matchup that we wanted, and we never saw Rice. I mean, Rice should have had Wells's last at-bat. Like, what are we actually doing? What are we actually doing?
No, I don't.
Hey, Hector, welcome in. We're ranting. We'd love you to join.
So we are live at the field in Yankee Stadium.
I'm just fixing here.
The man himself, Hector Beauchamp. What's going on, brother? How are you feeling? Can you hear us?
I am good. Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You there?
I want to while Hector's getting his situation figured out, let me say I wanted to talk about what you just brought up, Ace, about bringing Fried out possibly too early. At first, I was like, this is too early. Why are they pulling him? And then I was like, well, he was at 102 pitches. But then I went back and I said, no, he had no runners on base. And the 8 and 9 hitter were coming up. You're telling me that you weren't going to give your ace, since Garrett Cole is gone, your de facto ace, the chance against the 8 hitter or possibly 8 and 9 hitter to get out of that inning. He didn't have anyone on base. Like, I know he was at 102 pitches, but he looked good. I don't know why they didn't at least let him try to get the 8 hitter. I mean, you could have let him try, and if he didn't get it, bring in Cruz.
Yeah, exactly. Because the situation was this. I think Boone panicked. I think Boone panicked with the lineup that he put out there. I think Boone panicked with pulling Fried because Fried had just induced the ground ball to Duran. I'm like, Luke Weaver's coming in, but I don't think he should. Like, it's as simple as that. And then all of a sudden, like, if he gave up a hit or two, then I understand. But he was flawless. Fried was flawless in this outing. And yet again, lo and behold, we know our bullpen was something that we worried about. And unfortunately, Luke Weaver came in and gave us nothing. He literally gave us nothing. Like, literally couldn't even get an out. And then outside, then attacked on a run. But where the Yankees lost this game wasn't with the decision right there by Boone to pull Fried or even the lineup. Where they lost this game was not tacking on runs in the first and then the 9th inning with the bases loaded, no outs, and Giancarlo Stanton's up. We know Giancarlo Stanton has that October magic. And I thought it was about to be another Stanton moment. Then you get Stanton striking out, then you get Jazz striking out. And then, like you had said, Trent Grisham just looked totally horrible at the plate.
He looked horrible.
And that's how the Yankees go down. We had 2 bad innings.
Yeah, Trent 0 for 4 today. Stanton 0 for 4. Wells 0 for 3. Caballero 0 for 3. Rosario 0 for 3. Rosario was in for his offense.
Yep. Yeah. McMahon, Jazz, and Rice could have did that.
Exactly.
Rice could have done what Jazz did. I would expect it better at bats. Wells struck out twice today. Not to mention on a pitch that's tailor-made for a lefty, low and inside. He looks at it and had the nerve to complain that he thought it was a ball. I'm like, bro, that's a strike 1,000% of the time. Like, it was just a bad performance. Heck, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me now? Am I better?
Yeah, man, you sound really
Got
good.
me.
What's the vibes over there, man? How are you feeling, and how the fans feeling over there?
First off, I just want to say sorry about how long it took me to trek my way down here. There was a little bit of an altercation by one of the elevators, so that's why it took me some time. But um, you guys saw it in the bottom of the ninth. They was able to get the bases loaded. Nobody's out. The energy in Yankee Stadium was through the roof, but the Yankees weren't able to scratch in a run. The next two batters that faced Aroldis Chapman both went to 0-2, and it was 3 pitches, and they were gone. In a playoff game, when it matters the most, first game of the AL wild card, you cannot go down the way that the Yankees went down tonight. And I agree with you, Ace. I think this was a situation where the manager, Aaron Boone, overmanaged the game with a lot of his moves. I was surprised that I didn't see Fernando Cruz first before Weaver. I was surprised that when they pinch hit Yoshida, I'm not sure if they could have substituted Tim Hill to come in to face him. But again, it's just a frustrating loss altogether.
Yeah. Another thing that's frustrating too, ninth inning. Why was Goldie allowed to run the bases?
I knew you were going to say that. He should have been able to score on that base hit from second base. Yep. Instead, he stopped at third, and that killed us.
And then if you want to say, okay, he couldn't score on that, that base hit, which I agree off Belly. You got to score on that sac fly, because at the end of the day, you're putting pressure on them. It's as simple as that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean Paul should have scored. I meant a runner should have scored. It should have been someone else. Yeah,
definitely. But here's the thing, though. If you want to say, I think, look, why wasn't Jason Dominguez being brought off the bench in that situation? If you want to sit here and say, oh, it's because he was going to get saved for Stanton, then why wasn't Rice brought in that situation? Rice is a better base runner than Goldie. Like, we've seen it. And it just goes to show you that you're living too much. You're overthinking it. As soon as Goldie got that hit, Dominguez should have been on base, because he's a threat to be in scoring position. Aaron Judge had 2 singles today to keep the momentum going. Bellinger with a bloop. That I do think Dominguez scores on that play if he's there, and then you're putting added pressure on, because now instead of up by 2, you're down by 1. But the Yankees just fell, and this is a devastating loss.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, you got to manage aggressively. This is effective. I know it's not an elimination game, but it is effectively an elimination game. And when you pull your starter at 102 pitches, when he's still got gas, you are managing scared. You can't do that in this situation. You have to manage aggressively. You have to say, I'm going out on my shield with my ace who brought me here this far, with my ace, my best pitcher on the staff, facing the 8-hitter. I'm not pulling him out. There's nobody on base. There's no reason for me to do that. Instead, Boone concentrated on, oh, well, if I bring in Weaver, he's going to have to face a minimum of 3 batters, so I need to bring him in now instead of later, and I need to blah, blah, blah. That's managing scared, and that's what Aaron Boone did. Instead of trusting your starter, going aggressive, betting on your guys, and letting them make a moment and have a triumph, you managed scared, and we lost the game.
The difference tonight, when you look at both starting pitchers for the Yankees and for the Red Sox, Garrett Crochet pitched almost 120 pitches and was able to get them into the 8th inning. Max Fried was at 105 before they took him out, and he wasn't able to get out of the 7th. That's the difference maker in this game. When you look at both teams have question marks in their bullpen. Both teams have a closer at the end of the game that they can rely on. More Aroldis Chapman than David Bednar, because Bednar gave up a run. But when both teams, your bullpen have question marks, it's up to your aces to pitch deep in the game, to hand it over to the guy at the end of the game. Because now look what happens for the Red Sox tomorrow. Tomorrow with Brian Bello, they have a fully rested bullpen. Yep. Outside of Chapman, nobody else pitching that bullpen. And now the Yankees are going to have to go out there. Hopefully Carlos Rodon can pitch 6-7 innings for the Yankees before you have to turn it over to guys who struggled tonight, and Luke Weaver, Fernando Cruz, and David Bednar, who gave up a run in the ninth.
Yep, that's disappointing. And then look at how the game was managed by Alex Cora, right? Who wasn't afraid to go pull guys off the bench early. The only guy we pulled off the bench was Jazz Chisholm in a defensive replacement situation. I honestly am so distraught over the fact that we lost this game with Jazz Chisholm and Ben Rice, 2 of our hotter hitters on the bench. Like, give them a shot, man. Like, the lineup, when it's put out there, it's the same situation we talked about earlier. What would happen if you face Chapman with the bottom of the order up and you don't have that left-handed ammunition to come off the bench in a Rosario or a Caballero, because you've been using them all game already? So the fact that Jazz and Rice didn't even get a chance to me is disgusting.
Yeah, especially Ben Rice. Ben Rice, we pointed it out in the last in the last couple of shows. Over the past 40 games, Ben Rice is hitting over 310. Ben Rice has been, outside of Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, one of your most reliable bats in the middle of the lineup. Of course, Cody Bellinger, but tonight, no Ben Rice. I think that's an ultimate failure by the manager and an ultimate failure by the analytic guys, whoever were upstairs calling the shots.
They kept
Yeah.
showing Ben leaning over,
He looks
like
so
this.
sad.
Yeah, it was sad. It was sad, and now we're in the situation of playing an elimination game tomorrow. An elimination game. Weaver's
Yeah.
got nothing for this team. Got nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
nothing.
Devin
Williams did his job. Cruz
He
did
did.
his job. Bednar, did his job. Let's just say overall, he did his job. And Weaver's got nothing. Nothing.
Look at the man of the hour. Hold on. Let me see if I can rotate it. Garrett.
Garrett Crochet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be mad at him. He did his thing. As simple as that. I mean, we knew that this was going to be a tough one, which is why it was imperative to get on the board early to put some pressure on him. When Goldie and Judge get a single, great. Bellinger and the next three guys can't get it done. And typical Yankees with hitting runners in scoring position.
Cody really let me down tonight, y'all. I gotta say, I don't know why, but I had higher hopes for Cody. I guess I should be more upset with Giancarlo, but I think Giancarlo was kind of hurt, low key, even if they're not saying it. I don't know. And Giancarlo, it's like I always say, like, you put deposits in the bank when you do something good, and then when you do something bad, you take out a little withdrawal. But Giancarlo's balance is still good to me. Cody Bellinger, he needs to show me something in the postseason, and I know his reputation coming from the Dodgers and the Cubs, whatever. I mean, his reputation is like Judge's in the postseason. Judge, by the way, who went 2 for 4 tonight. Even in a loss, he played well. He played well to me, and I'm happy for him. But Cody's got to show me something. I know he helped in the ninth.
In the ninth, yeah.
But it ended up not mattering. So guess what? I'm not going to remember it.
Yeah, exactly. Like with
Also,
Aaron
too,
Judge.
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, Ace. When it comes to Giancarlo, Brian Hope in his preview article for the series, he mentioned. I'm not sure if any of you guys caught it. It was interesting to me that he mentioned the tennis elbows from Giancarlo Stanton. Since Giancarlo has come back, that has not been mentioned once. And for it to be mentioned and ahead of the first game of the wild card series, I think it's a bit alarming.
Yeah. I mean, whatever the case may be, tomorrow's obviously do or die. It's as simple as that. Like when it comes to Aaron Judge and his 2 hits, you could say Aaron Judge's 2 hits were some of the biggest hits in the game because one, it could have table set us. Unfortunately, it couldn't. And then it was a big hit in the 9th inning to keep things going. You cannot put this on Aaron Judge. You cannot put this on Anthony Volpe. You can put this on Aaron Boone for pulling free too early. You could put this on Luke Weaver, who just hasn't looked the same. Feels like he's going back to the back of his baseball card, not even being able to get a single out. Bednar gave up a run, but it ultimately turned out to be nothing anyway because we ended up stranding the bases loaded. But it was just bad at bats. 13 strikeouts will do that to you. Garrett Crochet continues his dominance over the New York Yankees. And, Goldie ended up with 2 knocks as well. Like we had 3 guys that had 2 hits, but we just couldn't. The Yankees lacked the big hit. Volpe's hit. I'm sure when Volpe hit that home run, it energized the crowd.
It blew up the crowd. It blew up the entire press box also when Anthony Volpe hit that home run. Everybody was cheering for him. Like one of the reporters, I heard him say, he deserved it. Anthony Volpe deserved that moment. He had a home run. He got the offense going for the Yankees, but it wasn't enough. And nobody can complain and say Anthony Volpe is the reason why we lost this game because it wasn't.
Yeah. Weaver is rocking a 7.11 ERA in his last 15 games.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense for him to be the first person out the pen.
Right. He's got a 1.66. Well, to listen, I agree with you, but to Boone's credit, he had no inherited runners. And he was coming up versus the 8 and 9 hitter, and this guy still wet the bed. Like, I don't want to see his face the rest of this wild card series.
I don't think he should be out there for the rest of the postseason if his numbers are like that. And we can see how compromised Luke Weaver is right now. Luke Weaver, credit to him, he did amazing to start the season, but when he went on the IL, he has not been the same. And to go to
Mhm.
him, to Ace's point, for him to be the first one out of the bullpen and to do or die game one, because let's be honest, and I've
Yeah.
said this on the show, the team that wins game one 100% of the time has gone on to win the entire wild card series. I want to believe that the Yankees could defy history and be the first team to come back. But right now, you got to go you got to go with the numbers. You got to go with the odds, and the odds aren't in the Yankees' favor.
Yeah.
I don't
Which,
mean to be a Debbie Downer.
no, you're good. Which is another, which is a whole nother conversation about why you want to get that division, because anything can happen in these short series. Like all the games that were punted away, all the games that were blown, like you look at all that stuff and it matters. But what mattered here tonight is the Yankees just couldn't get it done with runners in scoring position. And that turned out to be a huge downfall for us, because if you capitalize in a couple of those situations, you win this game easily, because Max Fried was dominant. We wasted a gem by Max Fried tonight. One that could have went down in the Yankee history books.
Yep.
Ma-
Yep. Shutout baseball. Shutout postseason baseball is what we
Ma-
wasted.
Max Fried was dominant, but Garrett Crochet was more dominant than Max Fried. Like that's just what it is. After Anthony Volpe's home run, Garrett Crochet retired the next, I think, 14 straight Yankees.
Yeah.
He went deeper into the game. Y'all remember what I told you about what Garrett Cole said that his college coach taught him at UCLA was go deeper than the other starter. That's your personal goal. Your personal goal is to outlast the other team's starter. Well, Max Fried got outlasted by Garrett Crochet tonight. And you know what? The Red Sox were able to hand the ball directly over to their closer for extra outs. He pitched an inning and 2/3. And we wasted 4 pitchers.
Yep. When it comes to going deep into ball games, I look back at that 4th inning, that 6-pitch 4th inning, where Bellinger grounds out, Stanton strikes out, and then Rosario grounds out meekly. Like you gave this guy, one of the best pitchers in the league, a 6-pitch inning when his pitch count was pretty high. And if you go, let's say even 20 in that situation, maybe you get him out of the game early and it's a whole different situation. But this was a game the Yankees let slip through their fingers. And the first inning, the beginning and the end of the game is what cost them this game.
I think Boone's going to make some adjustments. I hope win the lineup tomorrow, and but it might be too late. I mean, it might just be they might just have to deal with it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It might be too late.
We just got to go with the numbers. Hopefully the Yankees can put out a better lineup that has Ben Rice in the lineup, because Brian Bello is a righty. Again, the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th inning, after giving up a run, after Boston took the lead, you go out there and you swing at the first few pitches and you give Garrett Crochet a 6-pitch inning. A 6-pitch inning. The conversation could be different. Who knows if 6 pitches in that inning turns out to be 15, because he went almost 120. I do not believe that an extra 10 or 15 pitches would have came from him if the Yankees would have got his pitch count up in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah. Yeah.
After Volpe got on, Rice should have had Wells at bat. Period.
I agree with that.
End of discussion. Rice has been hot. One of the hottest bats in all of baseball over the last 2 weeks. He hits lefties. Wells looked atrocious all day. And I don't care that he hit a home run off of Garrett Crochet one time or whatever. I don't care. All you have to do is open your eyes and look at Austin Wells at bats today. And tell me you shouldn't have given Ben Rice a chance with a runner on.
Yeah, especially because I trust Wells' power over Wells. I trust Bryce's power over Wells. Like that pitch that Austin Wells even stared at. Like, dude, you had the nerve to complain about that. That was right there. Now, granted, you battled in that at bat, but all for naught, because you went down looking. You went down with a backwards K in a situation where, and kudos to Volpe for jumping off of first and distracting them and ended up getting
Yeah.
himself in the scoring position. Volpe showed out today, definitely, but
Mm-hmm.
the other guys couldn't really do much.
The
Yeah. Volpe.
broadcast was like, go ahead, Hector.
No, I was just gonna say Volpe had 2 hits on the night. Was trying to create. I said it on the show earlier. We need people to create chaos on the base path. Volpe did that in the ninth, but that was it.
The broadcast was like, oh, that's a big mistake by Aroldis Chapman throwing over 3 times and allowing Volpe to take second base. And I was like, no, it's not. He doesn't care. He wants Volpe out of his face. He wants Volpe out of his eyesight
sorry,
so he
brother.
can
You're good.
focus
You're
on
good.
the at bat. And that's exactly what
You
happened.
too, man. Get home safe.
Yeah. Well, but disappointing loss. You know, we're going to see how they respond tomorrow. Can this team overcome adversity? They're going to have to. It's a win or go home tomorrow. Simple as that. Personally, when it comes to me, I think tomorrow is the series either way. I think if the Yankees can get a W tomorrow, I think they can take the series in game 3, like we talked about. But obviously, if they lose, it's series over.
Yeah. The Yankees need to come out tomorrow. It's, like you said, it's do or die, all hands on deck. The Yankees have to utilize the entire roster. And credit to Aaron Boone a little bit. I didn't think that we was gonna have Ahmed Rosario being the second baseman over Jazz Chisholm. They went with Ahmed. He did nothing. Caballero was out there. Caballero did nothing as well. So he played the additions that we got at the trade deadline. Just they didn't work out. Giancarlo Stanton had the perfect moment. Bottom of the ninth, nobody out, bases loaded, and he struck out against Aroldis Chapman.
And
Not only did he strike out, he struck out on 3 straight pitches.
no, he fouled one back. It was 4.
Okay,
Like
4.
the fourth one, the third one he struck out on it was 102, and he just barely missed it. Like, because when you foul it back to the backstop, you're on it. And then Chapman changed it up, gave him the
It was
off-speed
Grisham that
pitch to
struck
lock him
out
up.
on 3 straight pitches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Grisham looked horrible. And I love Grisham, but he looked horrible today. All day. He looked bad.
Yeah.
0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts.
I want to shout out some of the people that's in the chat. Big time Jerry Cadell. We got Blue Gold in the building. Jonathan, how you doing? Eddie Snap, salute. The Don Dada is in the building. Guys, double tap that screen. My guy Jacob Petruzzi. Madman Rio is in the building. Guys, hit that like button. We are live right now. We'll probably be live for like the next 5 minutes before we got to get ready to wrap things up because I know Ace, he needs to decompress after that one. And so do myself and so do Grace.
You want them to turn the lights off on you now out there, heck.
Yeah, I know. I was worried about that. But no, I still have like a couple more hours. I got to finish my article before I head home.
Yeah, so, but ultimately, winnable game for the Yankees that ends in heartbreak. I mean, stop me if you've heard that before. You know, stop me if you've seen this movie before. Hopefully, this doesn't go on the montage of Yankee disappointments. I want to see this team get off the mat. I really do. Calling this game, playoff baseball, dude. It feels so good to be back. You're on the edge of your seat, and you just really felt like we were going to have a magic moment with Giancarlo Stanton there, and then all for naught. Like, he came close, but ultimately, like, it was just disappointing because the difference in the game is look at what the Red Sox did with runners in scoring position. Look at what we did with runners in scoring position. That was the difference. Simple as that.
I think it's not over. I do think the Yankees can win tomorrow. And if they get to game 3, the advantage swings back in their favor. They should have won this game tonight. I felt like they should have won this game. If it wasn't for, I guess if you say if it wasn't for, you could go for any loss and just fix it in your mind. But I don't know. It's not like the Boston Red Sox put up 7 runs on us or something, right? I don't think it's over, but it's hard to get up off of the mat after a loss like this at home, game 1, setting the tone. It's hard. So we're going to see. We're going to see if the Yankees can get up after this loss. What are they made of? How much do they love each other? How much do they really believe in each other when push comes to shove? That's what we're going to see tomorrow behind Carlos Rodon, which we got to feel good about that. Carlos Rodon is on the mound. We're going to have our lefty heavy lineup versus their righty pitcher. Our lefties mash. We know that. We got to have Trent Grisham back being himself. We got to have Ben Rice in the lineup. We got to have Cody hitting. We got to have our lefties ready to go tomorrow. We got to have the MVP. He's still looking good. We got to get Giancarlo back. And if we do that, nobody can touch us. So we could very well win the next 2 games. But it's hard to get up off the mat after a loss like this.
I just got to say, when I was coming down in the tunnel, I did see Garrett Crochet, and I did congratulate him. I said, Garrett, great game out there. He said, thank you. But
That's
as I
very
was
big of you,
walking,
Heck.
I got to.
I
You
couldn't
just
do it.
have to. You
I
just have
couldn't
to.
do it. Not
But
me.
as I was walking, right, I passed. I think it was people. I'm not sure if it was like broadcasters from the Red Sox or like people from the front office. But one of them looked at Eduardo Perez and was like, Chase Medroff, who? Because that was the prospect that they traded for Garrett Crochet.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunate loss, but hopefully we can bounce back tomorrow because it's do or die. Heck, Grace, any final thoughts before we head out of here?
I'll let Grace go.
Final thoughts are playoff Paulie making fools out of Ollie. Because this morning we were like, why is Paul getting the start? Well, guess what? Playoff postseason Paul just hits different. This man was out there doing his thing. Okay, so I just want to give a little shout out to Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Judge as well, looking great. Unfortunately, the bullpen gave away the game. But those 2 guys, I want to send a little shout out to them. And a shout out also to Anthony Volpe. Those are my 3 players I wanted to give a shout out to. Volpe, Goldschmidt, and Judge came to play today, and the bullpen let them down.
Alex, no, Garrett Crochet and Garrett Cole are 2 different people. I love you so much.
Any final thoughts, Heck, from Yankee Stadium?
For me, the Yankees got a show out tomorrow. I will be here. The gates open at 1 p.m., so I will be here at 1 p.m. Make sure you guys are following on all other social media platforms. I think Jacob Petruzzi dropped it in the chat. Ace, shout out to you. Of course, Grace, the lovely co-host and bestie, shout out to you as well. Hopefully this team turns it around so we can come back with some better energy mañana.
Yep. Yeah, thanks for having me on,
Ace?
man. Appreciate you guys, man. We got to get a W tomorrow. Let's do or die. It's as simple as that. Let's put it like this. We're doing a post game tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we lose, it's gonna be a little late because I got to rant on my channel before we get that off. So I gotta get that out. So, but we do appreciate all you guys. Alex, thank you once again. Appreciate you. Hector, Jerry Cadillo, appreciate you. Madman Rio, you guys are amazing. Blue Gold, incredible, man. Jerry Cadillo, I did say that. Jonathan, you guys are amazing. Jacob Petruzzi, best mod in the game. You guys are incredible. Let's go Yankees. As simple as that.
Question: grade my fit. What do you guys think of my fit? Let me know. What are you guys thinking?
Love the tie.
Nice.
Love the tie.
I like it. I like the
got
blue.
the camera in hand. Got the camera in hand.
Project Nerd GQ man over there. That's what it is.
I like the hat too.
Thank you.
So, but we do appreciate you guys over here at Uptown Sports. Make sure you guys give us a like, subscribe, and memberships are available. We will be live tomorrow discussing either going into game 3 or Yankees elimination. Hopefully it's going into game 3. You guys are the best. And I'm yours truly, the Ace.
I'm Grace Monroe.
I'm Hector Beauchamp.
And this is
Yankees Morning Brew.
Well, Yankees nighttime.
Yeah.
Yankees nighttime nightcap. There we go. The Uptown nightcap. All right, guys, we're out of here. God bless you all. See you tomorrow.